Hello, and a very good evening to all of you. Um, I'll say a warm welcome. I know it's cold outside, but a very warm welcome to everyone here today. Um, can I just ask? I will actually, I'm sure you can hear me, so that's great. Um, can we just pause for a moment? I know it's probably been quite a long day for many of us. So just an opportunity to just center our mind, quieten our mind. And let's start off by just taking a few deep breaths. So taking in a deep breath and releasing that. Once again, taking a very deep breath. And as you do that, feel you're breathing in energy and oxygen and enthusiasm. And as you're breathing out, let the tension and any pressure and anything that you're worried about just flow out for a while. So for this next hour, let's just spend our time helping and looking at what's going on inside of us. So once again, a deep breath in and out. So today's talk, overcome self-limiting beliefs. And I know many of us, in fact, I'd say most people, majority of people have limiting beliefs and hold on to limiting beliefs. And what are some of these limiting beliefs? They are, can you not hear me? Can I just ask you again? Can you hear me? Okay, great. So you can hear me. Great. Because I was getting a note on there to say you can't hear me. So most of us have limiting beliefs. And what are some of these limiting beliefs? And I think one of the main limiting beliefs which I've had and I'm still working through is things like, I'm not good enough. That is a very common one. And it could be things like, I'm not clever enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not capable of doing this. Um, there's a whole host of things. And when we hold this belief, it stops us from even sometimes attempting to try. It's as if we've already made up our mind that we're not good enough. Um, then there's other kinds of beliefs which say, I haven't got enough. It's like, I don't have enough money. I will only do this, that, and the other when I have enough money. I will only, do this when I'm more comfortable. Recently, someone was sharing and they were talking about how they've retired and now they are painting pictures and artistic kind of, they're being artistic. And actually, that is what brings them happiness. And they've been an accountant or something for their life before, and or well, in terms of the career. And they were saying that they wish they had started doing their artistic expression earlier on, because that is what brought them joy and happiness. And so just maybe a belief that I need to have enough money before I can embark on this kind of thing, or if I embark on this kind of journey, I'm not going to have enough money. Um, what about, I'm too old to start something, I'm too young to do something? Um, fears, there are lots of fears that we hold on to. And the fears can be, I am, the fear of failing, the fear of being successful. How many people think that if I'm rich, I'm going to be evil? And yes, we do see, people will have had experiences of where people are rich, and then their attitude and the way they behave, what they do, and they don't want to become like that. And so it's like becoming a self-limiting belief where you think, I don't want to have money because, or I don't want to be rich because, I don't want to turn out like them. Will have fear of rejection. If I make mistakes, will I be rejected by others? What will others think of me? That's again a very, very big one. What will other people say? How many times do we say, oh, I remember, sort of not going onto the dance floor because I was going to say, what will people think and when they see me dancing? Silly, isn't it? Really silly. If I look back at my childhood, I was thinking, why did I not take part in the school dramas and school plays? Because it was my fear of what others will say. Well, it was the fear of failure. And so, how many times have we limited ourselves based on some of these beliefs and fears that we hold on to? And it's great that you're here, and it's great that you want to do something about this, because yes, it's in our hands, and it's only us who can change, and in a sense, um, move away from these beliefs and fears. Um, so the first question then can be, or how do I know that I have a limiting belief? How do I know that something is stopping me from from doing things? And if we look at our life, what is the things that stop us? Um, or what are the things, signs that I am trapped in this belief? And the signs are things like, these are just examples, and I know that you'll see them for yourself, and you'll have ones that are very specific for yourself. But there are things like avoidance, making excuses, procrastinating. It's like, I know I should be doing that, but it's like the procrastination, the avoidance, the not ignoring aspect of that. And we just don't start on that journey. I feel another aspect is uncomfortable. So when there is this uncomfortable feeling, whether it's in our stomach or in our heart, but there's this uncomfortable feeling that comes, and it just sort of freezes us and stops us from doing that thing. So, for example, and again today, or yesterday, I think it was yesterday, there's a whole group of people that we were all together in a meeting, and it was the first time I joined that particular group, and what would I say, new to that group, and I just introduced myself, and there was an aspect of me that felt like, how many people noticed me. And I know that have had this in the past where I've been with a group of people, but I've just felt that I have been invisible. And so because of that, I then had this sort of belief that, why would I even want to introduce myself? Why would I even want to put myself out there in the front when I'm going to get this uncomfortable feeling that I am invisible? Um, so again, it's something that, just being aware that do I have this uncomfortable feeling around something? And so it's stopping me from doing something. What about language? We use language like, I can't. Who says we can't? We tell ourselves we can't. So it's us saying that to ourselves, I can't. But, I want to do this, but I'd like to be this, but. And so, catching ourselves when we're using this kind of language. What else could it be? That negative self-talk and self-thinking. What is it when I'm having negative thoughts and feelings? Where are they stemming from? It's like I'm already talking myself out of doing something. Um, it's quite funny. It's like the other day, it was like I was enthusiastic about doing something, and it's, something that probably will come in the pipeline for me, and I'm quite happy about it. But I know that if I've occasionally had sort of thoughts creep in, which sort of make me, in a sense, say, is that really a good idea? And I think it's just allowing, what you call, just allowing ourselves to stop that negative chatter, stop that negative thinking. Monica, I'm so sorry that you can't hear, but I've asked everyone on the chat and they did say that they could hear. So maybe it's something on your side that needs adjusting. And apologies for that. The other thing we do is we jump to conclusions, we make assumptions. So, for example, we just assume, I just assume, I can't do that. It's like someone is making a suggestion about some opportunity, and already I know based on, some assumption or some conclusion I've made in the past that I can't do this. Um, and so it's already before anything else happens, I've put the brakes on. So these are some of the signs that, things aren't quite right. And I'd like to give you an example. And it's about, we may have physically seen the circus elephant, um, or we've seen them on television. And, they're such huge creatures. They can do whatever it is that they want, and yet they are so, in a sense, obedient to their master. So what is it that keeps them in place? And so when I heard about it, I thought, wow, that's a bit like our beliefs. So when the elephant is small, so baby, when the elephant is a baby, the elephant, one of the foot of the elephant is tied to a really strong post. And so no matter how hard at that time the elephant tries to break away from that post, it can't because it's not strong enough. And so the elephant then sort of learns to understand that the area it can work with is there, and it's, it's like after a while it just keeps it stops pulling. So it's learned that it's not going to break free from that post. And then as the elephant gets older and the elephant gets stronger, it has the strength to break free. But there is that learned behavior, or there is that ingrained feeling that I can't come out of this. And so even if there's a rope around the elephant's foot, which is tied to a little stick, the elephant is not even going to bother trying to pull itself away. And so this is what happens when elephants are trained. And so I think this is what is the case with us too, is that we, maybe some experience somewhere has sort of created a belief, and we've just allowed that belief to take hold in ourselves, and make a sort of space in our mind, in ourselves. And so, we've just accepted that is the truth. And we do not even want to explore or contemplate moving out of it. It's just that's the way it is. And so a belief is a bit like that, where um, for example, maybe when I've been young and I've done something and somebody says, oh, that's not good, you need to improve on that. And somehow along the line, that has then become for me, I'm not good enough. Rather than that work not being good or that particular thing, drawing I did was not good enough, I've then taken it on board that I'm not good enough. And so, in a way, the roots and the seeds of those beliefs have been planted, and the tree has become firmly rooted. And so, then what do we do to break free from that? And what I'd like to share with you all is a method that we can use to sort of look at that, and then um, do something, accept that it's just a belief and it's not the truth. So I'd like to go through that with you all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share the slide that I'd like to work through. So the A to F to transform a limiting belief. So the first thing is activating event or situation. So the A, activating event or situation. So what is the trigger? What is it that I'm doing? Am I procrastinating? Am I ignoring? Am I having negative self thinking about something? Am I making excuses? Am I having this uncomfortable feeling in myself? And that's when I need to look and see, oh, what is it? What is that underlying belief? When I have that, then I know there's something deeper. And what is that? One of the things that I would suggest to you is um, another way to sort of then get to the bottom of that belief, is to sit quietly and allow that belief to become clear in front of you. So when I think about it too much, then it's like I'm not always going to be able to see it. But when that activating event or feeling or situation has I have become aware of that, then give myself time, whether it's at that particular point in time or later in the day, in the morning, in the evening. Give myself time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just to reflect back and then understand, what is that belief? What is the underlying belief that is stopping me, that is becoming a blocker for me, that is the resistance to me doing what I want to do? So is the belief that I think I'm not good enough? Is the belief that I feel I'm not capable enough? Let me give you a couple of examples of myself. So one of the examples I would share is that I had the belief that if I wake up early, and one of the things about meditation, I practice meditation, and it's really good to sort of do the meditation early in the morning when when I've woken up from sleep and feeling fresh, but the world outside is also nice and quiet, so the hubbub of activity hasn't started. And so when I do that, my meditation is much better. And so, but I had the belief that, or I had the feeling that if I wake up early, then I'm going to be tired through the day, and I'm not going to have the energy to do what I need to do throughout the day. And so, because of that belief, I didn't always get up early in the morning, or I only got up early in the morning to meditate when I knew in the day it was a weekend and it would be an easy day, or I knew I had time in the afternoon where if I needed to, I could have a nap. So, the belief that, if I want to wake up early in the morning and meditate, then I need to have time somewhere through the day to rest, or I will be tired. Another belief that I had was that, uh, and it was to do with I'm not good at. And so it was I'm a coach as well. And so there was this feeling when I started out that I'm not a good coach. It was it was like, just, I don't know whether I'm going to be good at this. I don't, this feeling and hesitancy of starting my own business around this is, I don't know whether I'll succeed. I don't know whether I'm going to be good at this. So it was like not even trying. I got the website and I didn't do anything about it for over a year. Uh, I needed to finish some assignments. I didn't do any of that because there was this feeling that, what's the point? I'm not going to succeed. I'm not going to be good at it. Um, so understand, and so what was it? The activating situation was that I was just avoiding doing it. I was just not doing what I needed to do. Um, I was making excuses. So so you will see for yourself when you're looking at your sort of or looking at yourself and what's going on for you. If you feel you're avoiding, making excuses, those are your kind of triggers. And then look and see, well, why am I doing this? And looking to pinpoint, identify what that belief is. So once I identify the belief, then see for consequences. So what are the consequences of me continuing with this belief? So in terms of the waking up early and meditating, the consequences were, I really enjoy that. It really energizes me. But it was like I didn't do it. And so the consequences were, I was not having those meditation experiences that I was enjoying, which I could when I wake up early. The consequences were, I was feeling that, I enjoyed that, and I was feeling down on myself for not being able to do that. In terms of the coaching side, the consequences were, I was just not going ahead with my business on that side. So it was all put on hold, and so again, this whole belief stopping me from doing what I enjoy doing, what I am good at doing. So the consequence was I was not doing that. So there will be consequences of us holding on to those beliefs where we say, we limit ourselves, we stop ourselves. Um, and so look for those consequences and write down the consequences, because then it becomes really clear. So this is what my belief is, and the consequences of holding to this belief is that I can't, get ahead. I can't do what I want to, what I'm passionate about, what I enjoy doing. So what do I then do? I dispute the limiting belief. I find um, examples of where that limiting belief is not true. So, really easy one for me for the waking up early. How many times, not last year and not this year, but previously when we used to travel and have to catch the early flight, wake up at 3 in the morning so we can catch that 4 o'clock flight, or train or whatever it was. um, I could do that. No problem. I'd wake up early, shower, dress, get ready, And then I'm with my friends and we're traveling together. And so I have the energy. We get to our location. It's not a question that I want to go back to bed, but it's a question of I'm here to have fun. So if I want to do it, I could do it. And I could continue, there was no feeling inside that, no, I'm going to be tired, or no, it's not going to, my day will be later on, I'll just have to waste my day sleeping, but I can do it. So yes, I have I'm disputing that belief. It's a bit like when you needed to sort of get ready and get to a wedding, which was far away. Then it was like we were, leaving home early in the morning to get to the wedding. And then we were there the whole day. And so I'm disputing the belief that if I wake up early, then I will be tired through the day. And then going back to that coaching business, and I was, in terms of that particular example, I was disputing it because it was, um, I was having clients and I was sort of good with those clients. I was getting good reviews or good feedback from the clients. And so, yes, I can do it. And I'm passionate about it, and maybe there was also a little bit about fear of success in there, because it's like, um, I was scared if I'm successful, then I have to. What are the other extra things that I will have to do, which includes maybe putting myself out there, which is again, something I'm have a fear about putting myself out there, because it's again this whole thing about fear of rejection. So what do? I dispute it, because it's like I am good. I am putting myself out there. And where else have I done that, where I've put myself out there and it's been fine? So one of the things, as part of the meditation thing I do, which is I give these talks and I teach the meditation course, and I'm putting myself out there, and I am enjoying it. I am getting good feedback. I am personally learning a lot, and things are fine. Nobody is rejecting me. There's no repercussions in terms of the fears I have. So yes, why am I scared to put myself out? And so I am disputing that belief that I am not good enough. And so once I have disputed that belief that I am not good enough, that I cannot wake up early in the morning and not feel tired later, then in a sense, I can see, well, this belief is not quite true. It's not real. It may be real in my mind, but it's it's sometimes true and not true sometimes, but I can't sort of say it's always true. And so what do? I then start exchanging it for something more positive and believable. So I can wake up early. I have all the energy to do what I need to do. And I continue to practice that and make that familiar. So in order to, once I have disputed the belief and I exchange it for something more positive and believable, then it's like I need to continuously practice that, make it real, make it familiar. And so it's a bit like, when someone gives a talk and a presentation and they've had fear about it before, and, the first time they do, they may shake and they may quiver and they may sweat. But it's, as you continue to do it, then it's like it's becoming familiar, it's becoming real. And so in the same way with these beliefs, is continually just talking to myself that, yes, I am good enough. I can do this. Look, the feedback is good. I will be able to drive through this. I will learn from this. So it's continually making it familiar, making it true for myself, um, so that I am then, it's becoming real for me. So exchanging that limiting belief for something positive. So just like I said earlier, sit down quietly when you've had those activating situations, or where you've had those feelings where you're avoiding something, you know that there's something underlying, and had that moment of reflection where you've written down what are the possible, or what are the beliefs that that are holding you back around that, the self-limiting beliefs. Then, next to each one, write down and exchange it for a positive, powerful belief, one that will help you on your journey. So, I am good enough. I can do whatever it is that I set my mind to. I'm successful. I have abundance. And yes, there are like affirmations, but it's the same, in a sense, the same thoughts that created the self-limiting belief. It's that thought that the work was not good enough. So I started to take it as I'm not good enough. So now I am not trying, but I am using the same method to change it to a positive belief, to a powerful belief, to a real, true belief. Um, so exchanging it, and then if I adopt this new belief that I can do whatever it is that I want to do, I am good enough, I am powerful enough, um, I am alive, and I have that energy, then, and those are just examples for myself, um, then, it's like I what will life be like when I adopt this? What are the simple things I can do with this belief in mind? And so then there's no question of procrastinating, because it's like, I know I can do it. Then if I'm procrastinating and making excuses, I need to then ask myself, well, what is it that I want? Because underlying everything is, at the end of the day, what do I want? What is it that I want from life? What is it that I want from myself? And what is it that I want for myself? So if I want this, then there can be nothing that can be stopping me. And when I come across these beliefs that are stopping me from what it is that I want, then that's when I start looking and saying, okay, what am I going to exchange it for, and how am I going to use it? So going back to that example of the elephant, and so for all of us is this belief that we've tied ourselves to, exchanging it for something more positive, or something positive, and breaking free from those chains, will be very, very liberating. um, and so I really encourage you to spend some time in reflection and just becoming aware of some of these beliefs that are holding you back on your journey to blossom and fly, and to be big, because each one of us is meant to be big. We're not meant to sort of be small and shy away. So I really encouraged you. January is a really good month. It's the beginning of the year. It's setting ourselves up for the year, and make beautiful plans for your journey, and then blast through the negative beliefs that and the limiting beliefs that may be holding you back, because we're here to shine. We're here to be powerful. Um, Another aspect that I'm now going to add to this is, if I can get to that slide, there you go, helpful hints for our journey. So yes, it's a journey, and these are some of the things that are going to help us on our journey. Um, Journaling is something that I've talked about, and it brings clarity. And I would really suggest, if you can do some journaling, writing every day, it just helps to bring clarity on what it is we want. There are so many things out there that distract us and take us away from ourselves. So journaling, I feel, helps us get back to what's going on inside of us. And it's all about what's going on inside of us, because when I am being who I am inside and who I want to be inside, then everything outside sorts itself out. The second aspect is meditation, and whether it's meditation, whether it's silence, whether it's contemplation, all of that helps to empower us. It brings that inner power, and especially, when we are wanting to break through from all of these strings that are tying us, and I wouldn't even say strings, chains that are tying us, then we need that energy and that power. And that power comes through meditation, through silence, through contemplation. And it's that power within that that is the power that will guide my thinking and help me to put the brakes on when this negative thinking comes in place, when I've got to make a choice of, whether I go along with that unhelpful belief, or I'm choosing the true belief that I am good enough. And so it's a very fine line, and that meditation, that silence, that power within helps me to make the choice that I want. It's the choice. That power gives me to make a choice rather than just do something because it's habit or it's easy. So the journaling bringing clarity, the meditation giving power, and then this continuous learning so that there is growth for our inner spirit. And so just that continuous, whether it's attending these events like what we're holding here, but events that are going to help bring positivity and energy within. Because again, there is just so much stuff out there that we're going to get pulled to, but what is it that's helping me for my inner world? So going back, those A, B, C, D, E, F. So what is the event or activating event? Understanding what those beliefs are. What are the consequences of holding that belief? How can I dispute that belief? What can I exchange it for? And how do I sort of bring it into my life? So forward planning, bring it into my future, and then the using journaling, using meditation, to continue growing in my life. I'm also just going to share for a minute before I do the meditation, because I want to end after our talk. So I'm going to just share and just also let you know that um, there's a beautiful book, Live in Freedom, by Miriam Subirana. And it's a really good book offering different ideas and sort of reflections on how to embrace life, the change, the uncertainty, and sort of let go of all this old baggage that we hold on to. So if you go to the Inner Space website, or if you email them or call them on their number, it's all on their website. They will send it to you, they will post it to you, and it's There'll be details on there. So give them a call, email them if you're interested. Beautiful book. So, time for meditation. So, meditation is really about directing my thoughts. It's a little bit about, those beliefs that we hold and that negative self-thought that's happening. So it's the opposite of that. It's creating positive, powerful thoughts. And all these thoughts that we have will have an energy, whether it's a low energy or a high energy, and it's my choice whether I'm creating low energy or high energy. And so meditation is having thoughts that are vibrating at a higher level and creating higher energy within. So sitting here, find yourself somewhere comfortable to sit. Hopefully you're sitting and listening to this. If not, just find yourself somewhere comfortable to sit. Once again, taking a deep breath and out. Deep breath in and out. I now allow myself to have this thought that I am a beautiful, powerful being, energy, light. I am happy. I am good enough. In fact, I am very good enough. I can do whatever it is that I set my mind to. And so for now, I choose to appreciate myself. I choose to believe in the goodness that is within me, and that goodness is peace, is love, and joy. And so within me are these three beautiful qualities of peace, of love, and joy. There are like three lights inside of me, and I allow these lights to shine brightly inside. And as that light of peace within grows stronger, my mind calms down. There is a sense of calm and serenity within. And in this experience, I know anything is possible. My job is to just keep that light lit, the light of peace within. And that light shines out too. And spreads, not just in the room that I'm sitting, but that vibration of peace emanating into the world. And just as I am good enough, everyone is good enough too. And there is a feeling of love for myself, for having given this time to myself. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace, and have a lovely evening. And I wish you all the best on your journey. Thank you.